Let's see if this is live. Hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me, guys, because I'm using the mic, I'm using the camera, as any good YouTuber should. Hello, everyone. I'll just wait until you guys say you can hear me. I'm going to look at the camera as well. This is a bit of a difficult one. Why have I done this to myself? You are live. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Charlotte, Karen, Melissa, Linda, Candy. Thank you for joining. Rebecca's here. We've got Donnie here, which is lovely. Shari, Rod. Gosh, loads of good people here. Hello, everyone. Really nice to be here. Thank you all for the heads up. I was going to actually delay the live a little bit longer because I've been working today. I'm going to do one of those really annoying YouTuber things where they say, I'm working on a secret project I can't tell you about, but I contractually can't tell you what I'm working on. But it's really exciting, and it took me so many hours to get a 3-minute video done for this thing I'm doing. So presenting is hard. I didn't know how hard that was going to be. Hello everyone, thanks for joining. It's really nice that you guys are here. Thank you. I'm aware I haven't actually promoted this one on my social media. I haven't done like swipe up links or anything. So I've just been for the whole day over in that corner of the room filming this this thing that I'll tell you about as soon as it's out. We can hear you. The video has been liked and shared. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, Linda. Nice to see you. How's everyone doing? I mean, it's been a bit of a crazy week. I know I put in the title of this video, thoughts on the royal family situation, and yeah, I just thought I'd shed my thoughts on everything going on. And I mean, it probably doesn't help to add to the noise of what that family must be going through. But when it all came out that Prince Philip had died, I think I just felt really bad for just, especially the Queen, but just the amount of noise and the amount of chat and the amount of everything, because there's so much in the public light that no matter what happens to them, already Meghan Markle's name was trending. Is Meghan Markle going to the funeral? Meghan Markle heavily pregnant, won't attend. Meghan Markle, damned if she attends, damned if she doesn't. That's what I thought. And I was just thinking, like, blimey, this is just so hard for all of them. It must feel like so uncomfortable. I mean, it must feel very, very, very sad, because on a human level, like they've lost Philip, and then on like a public level and on the like superficial level, you've got like the public speculation of how this funeral is going to play out. We're still living through COVID and stuff. I don't know, I just felt really sorry for them. Thumbs up, guys. Thank you, Melissa, for encouraging people to do thumbs up. Lots of people are asking me how Atch is doing. He's okay. He's one of those people that will play things down. If I'm not okay, I'll let people know about it. I'll let the people around me know I'm not okay. But if he's not okay, I don't know why he's not very good at communicating that. I think he thinks he's fine, and when he's not been fine. So yeah, it's not ideal. And obviously I've read all the comments on my last video, and I've read what everybody's opinions are about the NHS and socialised medicine. And I think that we're dealing with someone here who thinks like they're fine. And when it's really hard, because you can't push someone to do something that they're just like, no, like, I'll get fixed, like, it'll be okay, I'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? Stephanie said, any opportunity to drag Meghan for cash? Yeah, I think so. I think that's what's happening here. I think that the newspapers will absolutely destroy her, whether she goes or whether she doesn't go to that funeral. sadly. And I don't know, I think my mind just goes back to the footage from when they made William and Harry walk behind the, you know, what is it called? The parade for their mother's funeral. And like just how they have to like publicly put people out for show, like, you know, the boys are grieving and this is them walking behind their mother's coffin. Like it was just, I don't really like the public aspect of that. I would hate to be in a family that's under such public scrutiny all the time. I feel so, so sorry for them. Loss of life should never be overshadowed by reporters. Yeah, yeah. Um, I blame the press for keeping the drama going, Shari said. Yeah, I agree. I think the media are really to blame for a lot of these things, but they need the media and the media need them, don't they? It's a weird relationship. Oh, OMG, I missed the last few videos. What's going on with that? Months ago, he had a colonoscopy for sort of various stomach flare-ups that kept happening, and what was found in that appointment was a large ulcer in his colon, which might be down to a few things. It could be they said it, you know, suspected Crohn's disease, suspected ulcerative colitis, things like that. But it was inconclusive and he needed more blood tests and an MRI on the small bowel area. He's had the blood tests and they came back fairly normal. The only thing that they said was, well, it's funny actually because he and I both have it. It's called Thalassemia trait. It's quite common in Greek Cypriot people, common in Mediterranean people. It's a thing where something like your blood doesn't carry as much oxygen, I believe, as something. I've read into it before, but I can't remember off the top of my head exactly what it means. But if you've got the trait, it's not harmful to your life. But if you've got full-on thalassemia, then you have someone who has to have monthly blood transfusions. And since me and Ash both have thalassemia trait, I know this is a bit off topic, but there is a 1 in 4 chance that if we had a child, it would have full-on thalassemia, which is obviously not ideal. In certain, you know, like I remember even when my parents got married, you have to prove that both parents don't have thalassemia trait to the church before they allow you to get married in it. So I actually don't even know if Ash and I would be able to get married in a Greek church because we both got thalassemia. Anyway, this is so off topic, but thalassemia trait, not thalassemia. Anyway, so yeah, so they came out with that, and then his MRI, he's been on like an urgent list. So it's a shame that we've had COVID because the NHS is so overworked right now that urgent just isn't very urgent. He's been on the urgent list since last year for this MRI. So I've actually finally got a date through, and the date of it is the 24th of April. So it's a day before his birthday, which is annoying because I had made some plans in London, which I've now cancelled, so that I can drive him to the hospital and back. But yeah, that's basically the latest of what's going on with that. She's just had a few episodes of certain different things and flare-ups, and overall I just think it's the daily fatigue he feels that's the most worrying for someone as healthy and as, you know, eats well, exercises, looks after himself, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink. It's just a bit unfair, really. But yeah. Anyway, doom and gloom. I didn't want this to be doom and gloom, but I wanted to fill you in. Let's go back to the comments and see what's going on here. Okay. I'm 100% like Hatch. I could be bleeding profusely from my neck and still insist I'm fine. That's funny, Kate. I mean, I'll never forget the time that he he when he was living with like a colleague before we moved in together, he was living with a guy from work and his family. So he lived in a family home. And one time he had an episode, a really, really bad stomach-related episode one night, and he called an ambulance because he just couldn't get up off the floor. He was in agony. And the ambulance came, and he had like crawled down the stairs out the front door and was waiting on the doorstep for the ambulance. Like literally crawled down the stairs on his arms. And the ambulance were like, let's go inside. And he was like, no, I don't want to wake anyone up. And it's just mad. Like the next morning they were like, why do you not want to wake us up? Like, you're in agony. Like, it's okay. So yeah, he's doesn't want to cause any fuss, don't want to cause any drama ever. Always insists he's fine. Oh, there's just been a super chat donation, so I'm going to read out. Christopher, thank you so much. Here's my late fee / tip for the bartender. Darn, I missed the reminder. Oh, don't worry about it. Thank you so much for your late fee. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, so I'm just going to scroll back up and see if I missed anything important. People talking about thalassemia, people talking about Prince Philip. Prince Philip will be funeralised. I didn't know that was a word. According to his wishes. It was always going to be more private than we have been accustomed to. Yeah, I get the feeling with him that he didn't really want a public spectacle about it. Like, if you think about it, his whole life has been a spectacle, hasn't it? Even just, I hate to say it, but, even when you sort of live in the Queen's shadow, like, you're still in the spotlight. And it makes total sense why he'd be someone who wants a private funeral. Didn't Diana have a private funeral as well? I think she did. It was very, she had a public funeral, but wasn't there also like another one that they covered in a documentary where it was like very few people that were there, like 5 people, and it's where she's actually buried. Oh, it was her burial. Sorry, this is confusing. I just remember a scene from when her personal her butler / private secretary was talking about her burial and how that was very private. So yes. Oh, hello. There's Jake's Baby Cakes has just become a member. New member. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. Reconciliation happens around funerals sometimes. Suppose we could hope for the best regarding Harry. Yeah, Diana had a private gathering. Yeah, nice. I'm not made that up then. His Royal Highness Prince Philip. I don't know why I laughed at that. I think it's because it says here. It said that he had to sit through lots of ceremonies. He wouldn't want to have others do that at his funeral. That's nice. I mean, I've never even thought about my funeral. Like how they said, they released a statement saying that he had already given his wishes for his funeral, but now they're reassessing those wishes in alignment with COVID. And I think that, I don't know, I was just like, I've never thought about my funeral, and I find it a strange thing to think that anyone's thought about that. But I guess it's something we do have to think about at some point, because if you were to pass away, someone's going to have to deal with your funeral. So if you make it easier for them, do you know what I mean? Sorry, this is getting really dark. I'm really sorry. Thank you, Emma, for sending lots of love, sending it back. Sorry, I hate to be one of those people that just stares at the computer looking for things to read out, but I am just, yeah. How is everyone else doing? What's the latest? What's going on? A few people just joined. Lizard just joined. What have I missed? We've just been talking about Prince Philip, his funeral. We've been talking about the media and how sad it is and how they're all over it. And we've been talking about Atch and his medical conditions at the moment. I feel so sorry for the Queen. Imagine 73 years together and now he's gone. I actually cannot imagine what that must be like for her. 73 years with someone in such a long time, and hadn't they'd been like pen pals since they were like 14 or something. Like they've known each other forever and then been married for that long. It's just crazy. Chip said, why is there so much hate for HRH Prince Philip? Sure, I think it might be partly to do with the fact that, number one, he's not portrayed very nice. No, he's not portrayed very well in The Crown, is he? And people believe The Crown as gospel. So his behaviour in The Crown, I think, has almost shaped public opinion of him. Call me crazy, but I think that is partly to do with what's happened. Also, people have, picked apart the things he said in his life. He said some, I guess, how do you say it? Not controversial things, but allegedly, he said some racist things, or he said some comments that just didn't sit well in 2021. It's just like, oh, that's so like 100 years ago, man. Like, don't say that. And I'm not excusing them. I'm not excusing those comments. And I'm not siding with, you know what I mean? I'm just saying that people like to bring things out that people have said and, use it as reason to shit on someone. I think that's what people do. I think that's what trolls do. And, he's just as much of a celebrity as anyone else that's going to get publicly cancelled or shamed. It's just sad. Lucy Palmer, hey Lucy, haven't seen you in a while, hope you're doing well. Lucy said, hi Leah, have you disclosed yet which city you and Actual will be moving to? Yeah, I think I've said that we'll be moving back up to Warwickshire, which is where both of our families are from. So we'll be up in the Midlands, in the West Midlands. That's where we'll be. Yeah, I think I have already said that, but maybe it wasn't clear. Sorry about that, honey. Jack's Baby Cake said, I used to work in life insurance, so my funeral has been thought about a lot. Wow. I can't imagine that. I mean, I've just about thought, I think the closest I've got to it is I've written down on my vision board what age I would like to retire. And I've written down how much net worth I'd like by that point. I haven't even thought about my funeral. I've just been like, will I be able to provide for my family? Okay. Leah, are you still in lockdown? Is anything opening yet? Bridget, good question. We are still in hard lockdown. Nothing's open. I think next week things are happening, so I'm looking forward to that. More bits are coming next week. I think it's non-essential shops, hairdressers, beauty. I haven't had my nails done in over a year. And I know we were just talking about money a minute ago, but I used to spend about £60 a month, which is probably close to $100, I imagine, on nails. Isn't that expensive? That's a lot. That's a lot of money. So I've saved a lot of money this year on nails, and also I don't go to the hairdressers anymore, so I don't pay like £200 to have a cut, colour and blow dry, or blowout, as Americans call it. I've just been using £7 box dye from Lidl on my roots throughout lockdown, and my hairdresser's like, I can't believe you've done that, like you've used cheap dye. But I've saved so much money, so yeah. Why do we even talk about that? Oh yeah, is anything open yet? Things are opening, ready to start spending again. Chip Miller, hello, thank you so much for your donation, I really appreciate that. People believe HRH said whatever the media says he said, even if it's only speculation. Media is our issue. We need more Leah media and less news outlet media. That's very kind. Thank you so much. I mean, yeah, I just think the papers will say anything to get people to click on their links and read their article. They will literally just make stuff up, won't they? There should be laws against it. I just think they're full of so much beep. So yeah, thank you for your lovely comment. Linda said, Leah, what brand of lipstick are you wearing? Off chat, but it's lovely. Actually, I'm not wearing any lipstick at all. I had lipstick on earlier, and then when I was filming for that project, I noticed that the lipstick was drying out, like here, and it was making, every time I was looking back at the takes on my laptop to look at the footage, I was like, oh, it just looks gross. So I just wiped it all off, and now I'm just using lip balm. So it could be leftover Clinique, but it might just be the colour of my lips. Oh, hello, Janine. Late fee, back from my shot. COVID jab, I know you call it a shot. I wonder how it will be with Harry attending the funeral. Yeah, I think he'll fly over. I'd be really, I don't know. He should, shouldn't he? It's his grandpa's funeral. I think he will go over for it. I think maybe he will keep a really low profile. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't think he's going to want things to be about him, because it shouldn't be. It's a shame. Like, even when I saw Meghan Markle's name trending, a part of me went, good grief, this man, Philip, has had his whole life being outshadowed by the Queen, and now that he's dead, they're talking about Meghan. Like, is it always going to be another woman that, I don't know, I know it's not about popularity, but I just thought, well, I guess again I was influenced by The Crown there, because it's never about him, is it? It's always about his wife. Anyway, let's see what's going on. It's going to be so awkward for Harry. Yeah, I agree. Lisa said, that cheap dye looks very good on you. So yay. Thank you so much. I mean, yeah. I'm sorry to say it, guys, but I do have to use it to cover up. I get little grey hairs coming through, and at some point in my life I will come to peace with those, but at age 27, and I've had them for years, it's not something I want out on show. And you know what? Respect to people that rock the grey look, like my mum rocks the salt and pepper look, but I just choose not to, and I really want to not have grey hairs, and I think it might be genetic that I've got them this early, because I've not exactly got like tons of wrinkles. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, let's not get into vanity chat. It's not nice. Keep saving your money. You look great. Yeah, thank you. That's really kind. Jab sounds so violent. I prefer shot, James said when talking about COVID. I would never call it a shot. I think a shot sounds too much like a gunshot. Also, can I just say, I've had some messages from a few very helpful subscribers / followers over on Instagram, and they said that if you queue up at certain pharmacies, you can get a COVID jab at the end of the day if there's any left over. So I don't know if it's just a UK thing. I haven't tried it, but I might be giving it a go, because I don't want to get denied entry to Boston. I don't know what's going to happen with that. But I would hate to think that I can't go because I haven't been vaccinated. Okay. My motto, Mara said, is die, D-Y-E, till I die. Like dye your hair till you die. That's really good. I like that. If I had a hair salon, I'd call it Die Till I Die. There used to be one near us called Curl Up and Die, like Curl Up and DYE. Lots of savage names. Lol, I'd rather be jabbed than shot. Yeah, true. Hey, massive comment and donation. Thank you so much, Alina. When I die, I want human composting. That's nice. Washington State is the only state to have it. You're in a capsule on herbs, and then your dirt is put in a specific area of land. Cremation has too many chemicals. Good for the earth. That's interesting. I never heard of human composting. I'm going to mention that to my friend Lauren, who is really into all things good for the planet, and I think she'd already be aware of it, but it just made me think of my friend Lauren as he said that. Not that I want her dead, I absolutely love her, but I think she should know about that. Hello to the members that are here. I see your little emojis next to your name, and it's really nice to now have members here, so thank you so much. It's a lot of people now talking about burial versus cremation, and since we're on the topic, I thought I'd mention that I know for a fact that in like the Greek Orthodox faith, no one gets cremated, they only get buried. But I don't necessarily think cremation is a bad thing because it takes up less space on the, like, you know, just in the earth in general. And I don't know, I haven't given it much more thought other than the space element. Like when you're buried, your body could always be dug up. I don't know, it's getting really dark, but I'm not sure. Okay, I'm just going to try and change the topic now so we're not talking about burial and cremation. Katie Scoot, it's called a waste list. Once a vial of the vaccine is opened, it has to be used that day so people can get a jab if there is any left over. Okay, that's to do with the leftover stuff we were just talking about. Thank you, Katie, that's really helpful. Chantel said, Lee, you have the prettiest smile, Leah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cameron, hey Cameron. Cameron, thank you for that donation. That's really kind, super sweet of you. Thank you. If you and Joel were ever to become famous, how would you handle always being talked about in the media? It's a good question, Cameron. I don't think if you were to ever become famous, I don't think people just become famous. It's never ever been my intention ever. I don't actually want to be famous at all. I really don't. I hate the idea of being publicly scrutinised. I just don't. I've always wanted to be sort of well liked amongst like people in the same industry, and I've always wanted to be well known for something that I do very well, if that makes sense. That's always been from the beginning what I've wanted. I've never wanted to be famous ever. But if that was to happen to me, how would I handle being talked about in the media? I'd have no other option but to just not read it, because I don't think it can serve anyone. You've got to be so thick-skinned to be able to read any opinion, any lies, any gossip about yourself and be completely and utterly unaffected by what you read. Because it's like, those people don't know you, they don't know the true you, they don't know the real you, so you can't let it hurt you, kind of thing. And that would be the only way I would know to cope. That would be the only way I'd be able to cope, I think. If it became like, you know how much speculation, say, just anyone super famous, like Chrissy Teigen recently deleted her Twitter because she got bullied on there. And she's got so many fans, so many amazing people that support her and love her and enjoy reading her content and everything. But she had such bad trolling. And I think that if I were her, I wouldn't be able to log on to Twitter either. Like, I would just say, like, actually, for my mental health, it's actually better for me to not be here. So yeah, a few of you finding it quite surprising that I don't want to be famous. I've never wanted that. Hey Lisa, and hey Jen, hello. Someone is agreeing, nice. Jonathan said, if they become famous, what do you mean? Don't you mean when? Funny. Debbie, oh my gosh. Debbie, thank you so much. What a lovely donation. Debbie, thank you. Here's for your first... Debbie, are you the Debbie from Chichester? Is that you? Debbie, what Debbie are? Can you confirm, Debbie, if you're Debbie from down the road? Or if you're a different Debbie that I've just met now? Here's for your first manicure. Thank you, Debbie. This has been a great day. First Joel's and now your live stream. I don't think people think much about their funeral until they're quite a bit older than you. You're glowing today. Thank you so much. I'm only glowing because I've actually been trying to film for this project I'm on, and it's proved so much more difficult than I thought. So it's now 6:30 p.m. I started filming at 1 and I hadn't finished till like 10 minutes before this live stream, and I'm still not finished. I'm probably going to have to carry on doing it tomorrow because I just can't get it right, sadly, and I've got really high expectations of myself, I think. Anyway, Lisa said, what? You mean you and Joel aren't famous? Not at all. I don't think so. No. I don't think I've ever considered me and Joel's channel. We're absolutely not famous, no. Not at all. I define fame. I don't think that's famous, no. Let's see, It's the lies that would piss me off. I could handle the negativity, but the lies, no, Chantel said. I think if you know people are spreading misinformation, it would be very hard to not, jump on Instagram stories or tweet or film a video like this, putting things straight. But it seems that people that are super famous just aren't able to have that moment, because if they do pipe up, they just create more noise. There's more stuff, more reason. They'd rather just... I was listening to... Was it... what was that podcast I was listening to? Jodie Foster. And she's very private and has done very few interviews, very few kind of public things, appearances. You won't see much stuff of her from before when she was super, super famous. And she said in the podcast that her mother said to her, fools' faces are in famous places, or something like that. Fools... I can't remember the quote now, it's so annoying. I'm going to Google it, see if I can find it. Jodie Foster. Fools' faces. Fools' faces are in... I can't find it. Can't find it, guys, but it's something to do with, like, if you're going to put yourself in that place, then you're a fool, basically. I don't know. I quite liked that because I was just like, well, you've managed to have a fantastic career. You've done very well for yourself. You've obviously achieved everything you've ever wanted, I imagine. And you're not someone who gets a load of hate. So perfect. That was my thoughts on it. Okay. Rhonda, how lovely. I believe you will become famous with your singing. You are the best. Okay, one thing I did actually want when I was a kid, I was like, I would actually love to be a pop star. But I don't think I ever thought about fame. I just really wanted to be in a studio. I just love the idea of the love of like singing and performing. Never what goes... Well, I had no idea what goes hand in hand with it because I was a kid. Didn't really know what it would entail. But yeah. Okay, Laurie, welcome to Bronze, darling, new member. Someone here saying Twitter can be so toxic. Yeah, I agree. I do agree. Twitter can be hilarious, but can also be really, really toxic. Off topic, but would you suggest a good place for someone who wanted to move to the UK? Do you know what? I'd actually say Chichester's an amazing place to live. I mean, it's expensive, but the quality of life here is wonderful. You're right in a cute little town. You've got everything you need, but you're also close enough to nature, near the South Downs and near the sea. near the beach. It's lovely. I absolutely love it down here. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough. So Chichester. Anyway, let's keep going. I've missed off a few super chats. Super chat break. Let's have a read. Texas Tornado said, comment on JNL. Thank you. Germans immigrated to Texas in the 1800s. Towns near San Antonio, another one I can't pronounce, and Fredericksburg. May the peace and love of the Lord Jesus Christ surround you and your subscribers. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you, and thank you for the info. I didn't know that they immigrated to those areas, but thank you so much. Really appreciate that. People are saying that Joel and Leah are YouTube famous. Donnie said you and Joel are YouTube famous. I don't know. You're famous to us. I mean, I think that's just it. If you can be well liked amongst a community, if you can like head up a community in a way, and it's not necessarily about you, but it's about the whole thing, then that sits better with me, I think. I just don't really, I don't know. I don't know if I've banged on about that too much now. Hello, can everyone hit the thumbs up button? Thank you, Lisa, for telling people. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm seeing comments about rich. You can be very rich, but in the end you die, and deficient will go to the deficiency regions. I'm sorry, I'm not following with that comment, hun. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. But thank you. Gosh, there's lots of comments here. Oh, here we go. Fools' names and faces appear in public places. Mark, thank you. That's the quote. That's the amazing thing, guys. That's the amazing thing about being YouTube famous, is people know what you're talking about and they correct you. That's it. Yeah. Leah, I meant you are famous in our YouTube bubble. Yeah, that's nice. I'm happy with that. I'd rather be that than be, I think it'd be my worst nightmare to log on to Twitter or something and see my name trending. I actually think that would be my worst nightmare, especially if it was all negative. I just wouldn't be able to cope with that. Alexander said, notice me, Leah. I noticed you, Alexander. Hello. Melanie said, yes, I love this community. Jake's Baby Cake said, I love that you and Joel are not in drama. I watch drama channels and I'm glad you're never on them. Yes, I don't know. I actually not considered, but after doing my thoughts on the royal situation, I considered introducing some more commentary style content, but I'm aware that most of the commentary channels are just seen as gossip channels, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to be someone who monetizes gossip. Do you know what I mean? So I won't be putting my name to that. Yeah, so a few people have just joined and they're saying it's very sad about Prince Philip. Yeah, it's really sad. We were just talking about that earlier on the stream, and we were just saying how can't imagine how the family must feel. I mean, we must also say that 99, what an amazing life he must have had. Not many people make it that far. I mean that is one reason, isn't it, to get private medical insurance. You guys have been banging on about private medical health insurance. You could live to 99 if you had private medical health insurance. I'm just saying, no shade. There's a reason these people live that long. Okay. Jimmy, this is an interesting question. Will you quit travelling with Joel if you have a child? Joel and I were just having that conversation the other day, actually. Will I quit travelling? Well, I imagine a child would change my life quite drastically. And I think there's a few things to consider here. number one, my intention, well, before COVID, my intention was to do 2 to 3 Joel and Leah US trips per year. I don't know how possible that, well, it hasn't been possible last year. We didn't do any, did we, COVID? I don't know how possible that is with a child. I'd like to think it's not an obstacle, but I guess the reality of it is that it is. And unless I'm in a position financially where I can pay for help in the form of like a nanny or something, then I don't really know how I would, well, obviously I've got Ash and he can help, but you know, he's also got a job as well. We've both got a job. I think my job is more flexible than his. Mine allows for more things. So I think it'd be a difficult one. We'd have to address it closer to the time, but it's a really good question, and I'd like to think that having a baby wouldn't stop me from having fun and going away and doing US trips. But if I put my reality hat on, I imagine it would make it a bit less, and I'd be more restricted to say like the UK trips on the Joel and Leah British channel, those two Brits and stuff like that. Yeah. Oh, this is a nice comment, thank you. City Desk said, tiny amount for sunglasses for the sunny Midlands. Thank you so much. Lucy Palmer, my husband and I have been married nearly 17 years now, but he's been sick nearly the entire time. It's not easy being a caregiver in a relationship. Wow, I mean, my heart goes out to you, Lucy, and yeah, I've got no idea what that must be like for you, but clearly you are still standing, so amazing. Few people are saying here, just going back to the Prince Philip stuff, that they would hate to live till age 99. So yeah, I don't really know what age I'd like to die. It's another thing I haven't thought about. I told you guys earlier, I've only thought about what age I'd like to retire. Elaine said, Leah, is your first reaction happiness or a bit of dread when someone recognises you from one of your channels and talks to you out in public? Oh, it's certainly a moment of happiness. I can't say that I get recognised very often at all, because I really don't, which is probably why I don't think that I'm, you know, Joel and Leah or Leah's famous. I completely don't think that at all. Because we don't really meet any viewers. But if it does happen, I can think of a time when I was in Chichester and I was in a shop, and the lady that, well, she was a girl, lady, she was working behind the desk, and she was like, oh, are you Leah? And I said, yes, I am. And she said, oh, I've watched your videos. And I was like, wow, thank you. It was lovely. I wasn't expecting it. It's always when you don't expect it. And I said, out of interest, how did you find me? And she said, oh, I was looking for Greek recipes for food and your video came up first. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. Of all the Greek cooking channels on the internet, my 1 or 2 Greek cooking videos came up. So I thought that was strange. Turns out it's because I do geolocation tagging on my channel. So I put the location as Chichester. So it was a target. She just Googled Greek cooking and my video came up. So little tip there for anyone who's a creator. So yes, Lisa, I like this. Leah and Joel have the best followers on YouTube, and that's a fact. Oh, that is lovely. I mean, I do agree. I think there's very few people here that are out to hurt us, and I think we've got a really, really nice community. Let's have a look here. I've also missed another one. Christy said, a lot of YouTubers trending on all social media, but for scandals. I can't imagine seeing that sort of thing about myself. I wouldn't do what they are accused of. Yeah, I mean, I just think a lot, we see, I've actually written an article about the life cycle of YouTube channels, and it's up on my website, which hasn't been published yet, so we're still going through final tweaks. Anyway, probably be next week actually. And I've written about the life cycle of a channel, and I've written about the rise that people have sort of the rise to popularity and then how it kind of stays there for a bit and then it just slowly dwindles away. And it's not meant to be like a negative article, it's just meant to be like an observation that I've seen from witnessing YouTubers over the last however long. And I think one thing that happens to the super famous YouTubers, I'm talking millions, is that they get to a point where people are just waiting for something to watch them fall. And in a really geeky way, it goes back to loads of like, you know, you look at Shakespeare, you look at really famous stories, we love seeing someone high fall. Why do we love it? Why do human beings love seeing someone fall from a place of power? It's just something I find very intriguing and interesting, the human nature and the psychology behind that. It's very Othello. Anyway, enough geeking out. Let's have a look at some of these comments. Thank you, City Desk. Thank you, Lucy Palmer. Very kind of you guys. Thank you. And has the camera gone off, guys? I'm having some messages saying the camera. Javier, hello from Washington DC. Here's my very late fee. No, thank you so much. That's really kind. And you know, I forgot that the late fees were a thing, but yeah, late fees. It was started as a joke, and now it's a running thing across all the channels. Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate that. Candy said, Leah, thank you for sharing so much with us. One of the things I like most about you is your honesty. Thank you. That is so kind, Candy. I really appreciate that, and I couldn't imagine not being honest with you guys because it would be really hard to keep up with lies, I think. It would be very, very hard. Almost there. Keep moving to make sure you progress towards your stand goal. Does anyone ever just do that to make it think you're moving around? Because I do. Oh my gosh. I've just seen a comment that's really... Ash, I've just seen your comment. I'm not going to read it out loud because it's very sad. But that's so, so sad. Gosh. Can't believe that. Okay, thank you, Donnie. Thank you, the moderators, for clarifying that the camera is fine. I'm actually live streaming through my vlog camera, and I am very, very grateful to anyone that's supported me over on Ko-fi, Patreon, all those platforms, because I always like to upgrade my kit using the donation money from those platforms and from these live streams. And yeah, I've bought all of the little gear that allows me to connect up the vlog camera to the live. So hopefully it should be good enough quality. Thank you. Victoria said, how do you and Joel do your videos when you don't live near each other? I think he lives closer to London. We just meet up. We'll drive to meet up, or we will get, you know, I'll get the train, or he'll drive down here. Yeah, that's how we do it. We just go and see each other, or we'll do a split screen. Jake's Baby Cake said, Leah, do you mind sharing what type of YouTube videos you watch? Okay, well, I actually really enjoy watching, I like business channels. I don't know, I really like watching videos about mindset, business, and just kind of positive vibes. So like, for instance, this morning I was doing my workout and I was listening to Rob Moore's Disruptive Entrepreneur podcast. I'm not someone who sees myself as an entrepreneur. Like, I wouldn't say I'm an entrepreneur, but what I am trying to do is build another revenue stream through property. So I've got my YouTube stuff going on. I've got property things going on. Got some big news, by the way, soon, which I'll share over on my property channel. But yeah, I do like to listen to kind of like quote unquote high performers and also mindset coaching. I'm really into like unlocking like limiting beliefs and stuff like that, because there's just no way I'd have gone down the route with like all the education I've done with like property stuff and the amount of kind of like time and energy and everything I've put into my own mindset work. And I just think it wouldn't have been possible if I didn't go looking for all that. Do you know what I mean? Like you kind of have to like get into the zone. So that's what I like watching. Da da da. Sorry, is there an argument going on in the comments? Because I can see lots of the moderators deleting all of these comments. So if the moderators are able to put people into timeout mode, that would be great. I can see that you are timing them out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, especially Vicky, Sharimar, Rod, Ruth, Jean from California. I mean, thank you guys. You're all the best. Thank you so much. Oh, Amanda says, oh my gosh, I missed most of this. Don't worry about it, hun. It's absolutely fine. We've got like a live stream most Saturdays on this channel, so don't you worry. Everyone's sharing what channels they like watching. DIY, cooking, house building. Oh, I do like watching a Greek cooking channel. Does anyone else watch Akis? Anyone know him? He's great. And I've also been watching this Greek series for practice. It's called AIRBNB. I don't know if anyone Greek watching. And I like to watch that and just see if I can follow along. Sometimes I watch it slightly slower in speed so that I don't miss any words, and if I don't recognise the word, I'll then Google it. So yeah. Gosh, it seems like there's a lot of people that are just randomly showing up. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is exactly the reason why moderators are amazing. Thank you guys. Mike, hi Leah, it's Mike from Chicago. I'm from Mike in Chicago. Thank you, Mike from Chicago. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's good to see you here, Mike. Thank you so much. Becky said, let's fight the negativity and cancel culture. Yeah, I think cancel culture is just, it's crazy. I think if everybody had to say what they wanted to say publicly, for instance, you know, someone on the channel here who's created an account called Leah is a bitch fam, if they had to publicly walk into my house and say what they want to say to my face, they would never have the bravery or the balls or the uterus to say that, because most of them are very sad, pathetic people with awful lives, and we just have to feel sorry for them. It's just sad. Anyway, Amanda, my late fee, thank you, darling. I just wish like that we'd called the late fee something else, so that it wasn't so like, oh my gosh, people actually pay a late fee. Thank you, Amanda, you're the best. Christopher loves watching channels about France. That's great. Christy, are you still doing Greek language lessons? I am indeed. Yeah, I am. I'm doing very well. I ought to do an update video. Cameron, both you and Joel went to drama school. Do you have any plans of being an actor? Could you imagine being in a Netflix or Hulu series? Oh my God, absolutely. I think what it is, Cameron, is that with YouTube, there are no gatekeepers. So there's nothing stopping you on the internet from scripting something or improvising something or just filming yourself, editing it and uploading it. Whereas with the acting industry, you could do so many auditions and it could amount to nothing. So I'm obviously super keen to carry on auditioning and doing things. And I would never, ever turn down a good opportunity in that space because I absolutely love it. And same goes for, well, actually have very little experience with presenting, but if ever a presenting job was to arrive in my lap, I wouldn't turn that down either. But yeah, we both studied at drama school and that was where it all started. So yeah, I'd definitely do something like that. It'd be a dream come true. So I just want to say thank you guys to the moderators that are here. Like, you're all the best, and everyone else who's here, because as you can see, there was some horrible people that show up, and that's just a problem with live streams. 99% of people here are supporters, and then there's that 1% of people that are just very unhappy, sad people that will try and come and rain on your parade. So yeah, hopefully they've gone to go cry themselves to sleep or something. Anyway, okay. Rod, thank you, you're the best. Candy, thank you. Jenny has said thank you to the moderators. Jenny, you're absolutely right, thank you. Jim Payne, hello Jim, thank you so much. I can't see if you've left me a comment with that, but that is a very kind, thank you for your donation, that's super lovely. Thank you so much. Might put that towards my next hair appointment. I am gonna go lighter again, guys. Obviously I've been really dark, and I know this is like, kind of like the natural Greek look, but I used to love having like the little blonde bits and the lighter shades coming through. I used to feel just like really, you know, lovely. What was I doing? I used to feel really lovely. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to that. Jim, I love this chat. I simply asked a question. Thank you, Jim. Oh my gosh, I've watched The Queen's Gambit twice now, and I've just started Emily in Paris. Oh my gosh, The Queen's Gambit was probably one of the best series that I watched in the lockdown. I've watched so many good things on Netflix. Oh my gosh, I forgot, that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Who's seen Run on Netflix? Maybe I might film a whole video on that show, on that film, because it was very unnerving. Be interested to see who else has watched it. Oh, thank you guys for all the lovely comments. I'm reading them all and I'm scrolling. I'm waiting because there's a slight delay. So that's why. Yeah, yeah, Run is about a mother and daughter relationship, and it's a psychological thriller, and it was really good. I mean, I don't think the overall film was a 10 out of 10, but there were certainly moments in the film that made me go, oh my god, I'm so scared. It was really good. Really getting into, yeah, a lot of people are saying Run, that they've watched it. Gosh, it was awesome, wasn't it? Oh, thanks to the people that are joined that now need to leave. I'll say bye to you. And I guess also, like, I'm going to probably go off soon. It's risotto tonight, so I'm going to be making mushroom risotto. I'm going to be making that tonight. I'm going to make enough for leftovers tomorrow. Maybe we'll do another cooking live stream next week, or we'll do something a little bit more interactive. I do love the sit down and chats, absolutely, but we might do another cooking stream. Guys, thank you so much for showing up. It's been absolutely lovely. I've absolutely loved chatting to you guys. It's the highlight of my week. And once again, thanks for all your lovely comments and prayers and thoughts for Atch. He's actually got his hospital appointment for his MRI on the 24th. So hopefully we'll have some more news then. I'm not sure how long it takes after an MRI to receive the results. Hopefully not another half a year. The Sketch Lab checking in. It's been a while for me. Much love to you, Atch and Joel. Oh, thank you so much for checking in. Really, really appreciate that. I feel bad now. I feel bad now because I'm actually heading off. Thank you, everyone. It's been so lovely. And Lisa, you just made me laugh. Leah, you made me a moderator a few months ago, but I've missed the last couple, so don't fire me. Don't worry, once you're a moderator, you never become a non-moderator. So I don't actually fire anyone. Don't forget the shallots. Yeah, no, I won't. If anyone does want to be a moderator, just drop me a comment underneath this live stream. So not in the live chat, in the actual comment section. I'll go and check them tomorrow, and I might be able to just allocate a few more moderators. Lots of love. Please like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in next week's vlog. I've got a property couple video going out. I actually have had it ready for a while, but I've been too nervous to upload it, so I should probably just upload that. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Lots of love. Bye.